Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. It's me, Kyle, the Tool Rambler, and today's video obviously is about screwdrivers, specifically Milwaukee screwdrivers. If you watched my Black Friday video, you'll know that I got these. I've only got 6 here. It came in a set of 10. What I've got missing are the 2 square, the number 1 and number 2 square bit, and the 2 stubbies. But what I wanted to do was, today we're talking about the USA made Milwaukee set. As you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but they put USA right on it now. And today, if the video looks a little different, I'm trying a new old camera. I don't have an unlimited budget. Actually, I don't have any budget. So my budget is strictly limited, and I have to use the old cameras I have. So we're trying an old Canon Vivixia HF S10 camcorder that I've had since 2009. Most of my videos are shot on GoPros. I use a GoPro, or I'm feeling really cinematographic, or is that even a word? I will use my Canon EOS 5D Mark IV that I've had for several years. It's the last of the Canon DSLRs, and I love it. I'm not sponsored, not out of choice. I don't have that kind of principle. If you want to sponsor me, Milwaukee or Harbor Freight or anybody, give me a call. I'll be glad to take your money and say nice things about you. Maybe one day I can be the next Tool Bear or John Malecki or something along those lines, but I digress. So back to screwdrivers. When Milwaukee started making hand tools in 2010, remember they've been around since the early 20th century, 1919, something like that. I think they were formed, 1924. They've always made electric tools. And in 2007, 2008, they thought, I'd like to get into the hand tool market. And they started doing some research. And in 2010, they put out their first set of hand tools. One of those hand tools was the screwdriver. It was the Tri-lobe. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of triangular shaped. 1, 2, 3. It's got 3 sides. It's really got 6 sides, but it's got 3 flats. It's got rubber, hard plastic. And supposedly, when you make a fist like that, your hand kind of forms a triangle. They're trying to conform to human anatomy, but I really don't always hold my screwdriver like that. So a lot of people like the tri-lobes. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I bought these on Black Friday because the set of 10 was on sale for 20 bucks. Couldn't pass it up. So I always could use a nice extra set of screwdrivers for one of my many toolboxes, either in the house or in the truck. I know I did my video on the Craftsman Professionals. Those are in my shop toolbox. So if I roll something into the shop and I'm working out of that big toolbox where all my ratchets and sockets are, that's where those screwdrivers live. If I'm over at the workbench, I have another set of screwdrivers there, and we'll talk about that in a future video. But so after this set came this set. Both made in Taiwan. Good screwdrivers. Got a little schmutz on that one, but this one, I don't even know if this one has it's right there, the 4822-2822. That is the long flathead. If you notice, it's got a hardened tip, but there's no texturing or anything there. It's got knurling right at the center, and it's got a bolster here, but the shaft itself is round. As opposed to these, all of them have magnetic tips. The shaft is a hexagon, so if you want to put a wrench on there, you can. These, the way they got around that, they have the round shaft, but they put a bolster at the top that is hex shaped, so you can put a wrench on that. This whole set has it, with the exception of the long flat. It does not have it, but all of the other screwdrivers in that set have that bolster on the end. The new set, the Made in USA set, the only ones that have that bolster are the 2 big ones, the flat and the Phillips. I guess they figure if you are putting that much torque on it, it's probably going to be on the bigger screwdrivers. Each set comes with 3 of each. You've got the 3 flats, the 1, 2, and 3 Phillips. These are labeled at the top, the 1, the 2, the 3. That's the USA made set again. And the flats are labeled by size. You've got the 3/16, the 1/4, and 5/16, and they're all designated by obviously the shape of the tip. The thing that's nice about the USA made, they have that texture on the end, and it's both in the flats and in the Phillips. I hope you can see that. Not sure how good this 17-year-old camera can focus, but we'll see in the edit. Yeah, they're great screwdrivers as opposed to, now these, I really like these. I like these over the Tri-lobes. When I was in the pool maintenance business, I carried these in my pack out along with all my other tools, and they did a great job. Another great thing about them, if you needed a little extra torque, you could take a flathead, you got that hole, and they carried that through to the USA made set. Oop, keep it in frame. This one's a little too big for that, maybe the 1/4. Yeah, you can put it in there. So now you got a little extra torque, almost like a T-handle. So that's nice to have. Let's not cross the streams here, guys. Got to keep it separated. The Taiwanese made, I guess these are more of a round or hex head handle. These have a little bit more plastic to them. They both have acetate core. They do not have, you can't really see, but the handle probably only goes up to about there in both of these. You can see it in the acetate. The acetate on the American one is kind of bluish, whereas the acetate on the Taiwanese made ones is kind of a smoked clear. As far as I can tell, these are no longer available. If you go to the Home Depot site and search for these screwdrivers, the page will come up, but it'll say out of stock, notify me when available, and who knows if they'll ever be available again. I don't know, maybe they're phasing these out or something, that's why they were so cheap, but like I said, I don't like the Tri-lobe as much as I like the round, but they are good screwdrivers. They're quality, they're well made. They're good for a toolbox that you keep in the truck or in the house that you don't use every day. I will be keeping these, all three of these sets are going to go in a truck toolbox that I use just for emergencies, that kind of stuff. But the USA made, I think, of all the Milwaukee hand screwdrivers so far, I believe they're the best. The American made screwdrivers have the texture on the tips, so they do get a better bite in screws. It's both in the flat and in the Phillips. I've done a little bit of, I set this up, I don't know how well you can see it, but when I'm putting some torque on there, that screwdriver stays in there, and it actually is difficult to get out. It bites it. Whereas the old one, I'm screwing it. It will stay in. It's a little bit more wobbly, and it just pops right out. It doesn't give you any resistance. Try it with this. This, of course, probably do the same thing. It's very wobbly. It will stay up. Once again, I'll go back to the one with the texture on it. It stays more firm. Once you put a little bit of, it does bite it. So it does work. The texture on there is great. Yeah, so that's the Milwaukee screwdriver lineup as far as I know. I'm sure I know they make some other electrician screwdrivers. I have a set of those. I think I showed that in my loadout. Actually, I have them right here. These, I think, are rated to 1,000 volts, and the handles, if you notice, are very similar. They're not the same as any of the others. They're more similar to these. These are also made in Taiwan, I believe. Yep. So I keep those around if I have to work inside of the breaker box. As far as Milwaukee screwdrivers go, I think the latest are definitely the greatest. I would recommend getting these. Now, this set of 6 was $54, I believe. And I think these are normally $44. I got them for $10. When I bought these, which are almost identical. They have a few upgrades on these. I think I paid about 54 bucks for these as well. Currently, they're not available through any normal retail channels. I did see them, a reseller on Amazon had them going, or was asking $83 for this set, and it wasn't a prime kind of seller, so I don't know where it's coming from. If you can get these through Home Depot, Ace Hardware, Amazon's not technically a Milwaukee authorized dealer, but you can get them from there. They're all around 55 bucks, so I highly recommend them. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to put out 3 to 4 videos a week, and the more subscribers I get, the more it helps the channel. One of these days, maybe it'll become self-supporting with your help. So thanks, guys. Have a great day. Ramble on.